Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I get to talk about Hoyas and show you Hoyas. I just have fallen in love with Hoyas and alocasias lately. I don't know if anyone else is feeling that way. So my last Hoya haul, it was recently, you guys, not that long ago. And since that video, I have probably 5, 6, 7 or so more Hoya cuttings I bought. But I have been very good lately. I have not been back on the site since Black Friday, and I don't plan on, like I said, buying anything else for a while. But I figured I would give you an update on all of my Hoyas and how they're doing, because I set this up, it's probably been closer to 2 months now since I moved all my Hoyas here and built the Rhode cabinets. And so I figured I could just share how they're doing. I'll also give you an update on the new Hoyas in that last video and how they're doing. And then I could give you a peek at the newer Hoyas that you guys haven't seen yet. And then maybe we can tackle a couple repots on some of the ones in here that need it, like some of my cuttings that I had got that are growing that really need to get potted up. So I hope you really love this video. I'm excited for this one. I'm in a really heavy sweatshirt because it is chilly today. It's only 40 something out right now and it is during the day. So it is very chilly and I'm excited to just hunker down and do some Hoya care. So I think what I'll do, what should I do first? I think what I'll do is give you an overview of how everyone's doing first. And then the Hoyas that I got that I already shared in that video last time, I'll give you an update on those. And then I'll share the new ones with you, and then we'll tackle, I think, the repots last. I think that's how I want to go about this video. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Grab yourself a cozy little beverage, and let's go ahead and jump straight into the updates. So here's a farther back view of the area. And I do have this overhead light on, so it's a little bit more bright than normal. I watered these guys like 3 days ago. I watered these on Friday. And it's kind of like midweek right now, so I'll probably water these again in like 3 days. I feel like they aren't using up the water as quickly. It depends. It depends on the Hoya because some are definitely staying moist a little bit longer, I've noticed. Which one should we start with? Let's start with the middle cabinet because that's where I have a lot of my favorites right now. It's hard to get back through here. Look at that pretty view. It is currently a 75 in here and 57% humidity. Oh, I want to start with this one. I think I do want to repot this one because this is one that is on my list. And you guys, this thing is starting to grow some new pretty leaves. So this is the Hoya caudata, the variegated, and look at those. Look how pretty and pink. And the ruffles on that leaf, like she is gorgeous. So I got this as a cutting recently, and those were the 2 original leaves. And then this one here came in, it didn't have a lot of variegation. It had another small leaf here and it just yellowed off. And then this newest set is like, bam, here you go. Here is a beautiful new set of leaves. And I have her in a tiny thing of stratum here, stratum and perlite, and she is rooting pretty well. I feel like she is drying in the cabinet like pretty quickly, so I feel like I want to get her potted into like a small thing of chunky mix. So I think I'll do this one with you. I'm trying to get back here. This one is doing very well, my Madara Snow Angel, and the new set of leaves are so pretty. They almost hold like a pinkish hue under the grow lights. But I love like the splash, and then I love how like creamy the new leaves on this one are. I took a photo of her recently. She's definitely slow at growing. She's pretty rooted in here, but she'll be able to stay in this little cup for a long time. I do have some little drainage holes on the bottom. I do feel like she's one of my favorites right now. I just really adore the coloring and the variegation on this plant. I have a Jasminka. I have another propagation right here. This is a propagation that I took from here because it had started to like melt. I actually have several Jasminkas. I have this one here, which was my original plant, and then that propagation, which I may end up just letting go. And then this propagation here has this long vine, and then it has that one that it self-grew it, and then it's self-growing a third vine over here, which is looking very white. Do you see that? Like, she is stunning. So this Jasminka is going to be my main one. And look, there's another vine. I feel like she is selfing very quickly. Like, I haven't had to add back in or do anything. Like, this strand is just growing like crazy. So she's really, really happy. I love the pattern on the Jasminka. So she has been a favorite. I have my very splashy Hoya Mathilde. She's growing in some new leaves. I have a lot of peduncles, but they haven't really opened or done anything yet. I hope I get blooms, but she's doing well. Lacinosa here. The Hoya Gunning Gading, this ghost. I love, love, love this Hoya. This is a new vine since I had propagated her last. I probably won't chop her for a bit. I'm gonna let her grow more. This Lima Splash keeps giving me yellow leaves. Every time I water her, I feel like I get a yellow leaf. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if I'm like overdoing it. So I don't know, that one's struggling a bit. Down here I have some of my bigger Hoyas. I have my Undulata Splash back there. My Argentina Princess is actually putting out a lot of reverted leaves, so I might end up chopping this one back. I'm getting some that have like splash on it and some that are all silver, but I'm kind of losing the variegation. I have my Hoya carnosa Wilbur Graves. This plant has so much silver, like the pattern on her is beautiful. I'll probably chop her soon. And this is another one of my favorites right now. This is Carnosa Freckles, but this one is so freaking splashy. Do you see that? She is stunning. And I was able to get the splash to come back by chopping her all the way back down to the bottom because one side of her was kind of low variegation. You can see how splashy these leaves are. This might be one of my favorite Hoyas right now. I can't get over the splash on that. I don't even want to cut her because she's so pretty. I know I'll have to at some point, but I'm worried. I will prop her though, probably not till next year, but I feel like whoever's going to get this like top set of leaves, like that is so, so pretty. And then this is the regular Caudata here, the all green. It's been growing back more. My camera is just having the hardest time tracking and focusing. Regular Caudata, and then I have mint coin kind of stuffed back there. And back up top I have my gray fairy. I have this cutting here that is rooting very well, but I'm still waiting for a growth point. I won't be able to list that one until I get a growth point. And this is another cutting, like a top cutting. And so this one here is rooting, and yeah, it's working on a new set of leaves. I'll probably list this one once I get a growth point, and then that's the original plant. I do need to repot this one, but I don't know if I'll do that one today because it's not like urgent. And then my Mathilde variegated is growing a lot back here. I had added so many props in to her when I put her in here, but a lot of those are starting to grow, especially this one over here. Her leaves are turning a bit pink, and then I also have a peduncle on her as well. So if that comes in, that will be very exciting. These are newer ones, and you guys, this dragon egg, do you remember when I initially got this one? That was the original leaf and this one here. And then it's done this new leaf and these two leaves. And there's another growth point I just noticed that is coming in right there. That is so crazy. So this is Hoya Ache dragon egg, and I freaking love the veining on this, like the texture. That is just crazy to me. I just think this Hoya is so beautiful. I honestly am going to be really excited to propagate her. Since I have a vine coming in here, I might be tempted to cut this side here in some time, but I'm going to let her grow more. I think this was the original, yeah, this was the original stem, and then it grew this leaf, these two leaves off of this. And so this here is a new, this new leaf here is a new node that's growing in right here. But yeah, I love like the feel. You can feel the veining on this. Yeah, she is stunning. This Latifolia Silver put out a new leaf finally. That was the original leaf, and this is the newest one, so she took forever. But the silver on that, oh, I can't get over her. She's so pretty. I'm gonna say they're all pretty. That's probably like one of my most used words to describe these guys. And this one is the Pimentiliana Albo Marginata. And I had mentioned this as a cutting I had received in that video, and it's grown all of this. This one has like really, it's like the sheen on it, and it feels amazing. And the leaves have like an outer variegation. I freaking love this Hoya, this little cutting that I received, like these two original leaves, and it's done all of this. And I actually received another cutting of this plant with a different purchase that I had made. So what I'll probably do is keep this one. I'll eventually prop this one, but then I'll let the other one grow out too, and then I'll have like 2 mother plants of that. But yeah, I think the texture and the feel of those leaves, the sheen, it's just so pretty. So that one is doing very well. I have my Hoya Serpens Silver. This was some propagations I took, and this was the original plant. This one, I feel like it keeps drying out in this thing. I'm not sure. I think I will probably put a different Hoya in here and take these cuttings and prop that, and then keep this as my main plant, because this one's doing really happy and it's pushing a ton of new growth. You can see. So I'll probably just use this as my mother plant and prop the other one all up. It just doesn't seem to like this pot for some reason. I'm going to put this Caudata back there for now. And then this is the other newest Hoya that I had showed you guys that I received. So this was the original one that I had bought, and this one is putting a growth point, and those 2 leaves there. I haven't repotted this or anything. This is still like the original mix I received it in. So I might be tempted to repot one of these with you today. And this was the top cutting that was gifted, which I still am blown away by, by the generosity. It's putting out a new set of leaves there, which are so pretty. And it seems to be doing like very well. The cutting is rooting up. This Hoya doesn't seem finicky really at all. Now that I've had it in my care, I took it out of that little humidity dome a while ago, and it's just growing away. It seems so happy. This is Swiffer's Nightmare. I don't know if I told you that. So now that I have 2, I don't know what to do. This one is just now growing in, so I don't want to cut this one yet or propagate it. Yeah, and I don't want to propagate this or anything either. So I'll probably let this grow until the new year and see what it's looking like. Right now though, the collaring on this one is just to die for, so this will probably be my main mother plant, and then I'll let this one grow out, and then I'll probably end up propping this one back. I can't get over those dark leaves on that. I have some of my favorites I got earlier in the year last year, my Crassio petiolata variegated that I cut back, and my Nabawaniensis variegated, and then I have my Hoya Prism here. This one had a peduncle, but it fell off, so it's working on growing since I had chopped it last. So I'll probably let that grow out a bit before I take more cuttings. But all those are doing well post like propagation. I need to like get this one staked because it's growing all kinds of crazy. Now that some of these are growing, I'm like, I don't really have any room in some of these cabinets now. I actually need to do a bunch of chopping, but I'm trying to hold off because I have so many Hoya props going right now. I don't want to like overdo it. But yeah, the Swiffer's Nightmare seems really happy, and just like 70s and 50% humidity is where it's been hanging. And it's about that far from the grow lights. So that is everyone in the main Reds to cabinet. And up top I have a couple Polynuras. This one still hasn't grown back since I cut it. I feel like this one, I might have to move this one. I feel like it wants more light. The all green one is doing very well here. And then I don't think the variegated one is happy, this one here. It is growing, but it is dropping leaves, like the strand that had those elbow leaves. Like it had dropped so many leaves. So I feel like that one's not getting enough light, probably because it is variegated. So what I might do is actually move this one probably inside the cabinets and move one to that spot that doesn't really care about getting a ton of light. So I'll have to reconfigure the setup. But yeah, this one seems like it definitely isn't getting enough here. But everyone else up top is doing well. Oh, a peduncle fell. I was hoping I'd get some blooms soon, but still no blooms. It is very happy growing under there. And these Hoyas up here are doing well. I have my Matrata silver up here, and then I have a Lacinosa, and then the two Hoya linearis. I have the really long one all the way down, and it's kind of curled up on the bottom of that cabinet. And that one I had actually flipped up because I had watered it the other day, and I just haven't moved that back down, but I kind of like it up there so that way it's not dangling all the way down yet. And I feel like those strands can kind of get more light. But so far the linearis seems to be doing okay. I know they're not getting a ton of light, but it is growing and it seems happy, and I don't have like too much leaf loss. Every once in a while I'll see like a leaf on the ground that has dropped, but for the most part I feel like they've adjusted. Some of my newer ones are in the left cabinet, so I'll do this one and then I'll go to that one last. The only blooms that I have right now are on the discipulae. Has those little egg beater blooms there. They're so cool. I do need to repot that one. It's in pond, but I have like some root rot with that one, and I had cut it back like too far, and I feel like it's just now kind of growing back. But I do have the second plant that I started in the shop room, so I need to actually bring that one out. I might put it right beside that one, but I do want to repot her at some point. And this cabinet is probably like my least favorite cabinet. And some of these I'm probably going to downsize, some of these Hoyas that I feel like I don't really want in my collection anymore. I have Wilbur Graves Silver. I really love this one, so this one I'm definitely keeping. I have a Hoya Sunrise that is growing back. I had that plant really big in my collection at one point. And that's my original OG Crimson Princess back there. Look how pink those new leaves coming in. So I'm happy to see that she's finally happy and growing. This Hoya IM08, I may end up downsizing this one. I had propped it. I really liked it at one point. I like the round leaves. It's really hard to propagate. I've tried propping this plant several times, the cuttings, and they keep rotting on me. The blooms are really pretty, but they don't smell the nicest. I may try like a couple more times. I may try propping this one, but if I feel like I can't really prop it and I'm not really in love with it anymore, I might go ahead and let that one go. I have another Polynura back there. That one is Broguette. It has the like splashy green on green. Hoya Multiflora. This is like Wonderfill. And then I kept one of my Hoya Abuvata with the half moon leaf there. This is one of my propagations. It gave me a huge leaf. I do like Hoya Abuvata, but I don't know if I will keep this Hoya in my collection. I haven't decided. I still really like her though. And then back here, I have some of my Hoya Bellas. I have the inner variegated and the outer variegated. And then I have Lacinosa variegated, and then I have a Carnosa Flamingo Dream here. One side is like completely pink back here. And then I have a couple Lacinosas on the bottom. I have Coracia Silver, and then the Hoya Compacta back there. The Hoya Compacta was yellowing. I actually got rid of the yellowing leaves when I watered it the other day. So I feel like that's another one that I may have overwatered accidentally while it was like adjusting to the new spot in here. But it seems to be doing okay. I have a few strands. It is growing and putting out some new leaves. Like the set on top, I feel like are new leaves. But I feel like it did kind of struggle a bit. And over here, let's see, I have some bigger ones on the bottom. I have my variegated Polynura back there. It's kind of squished. And I have this, it starts with a V. I really like that Hoya. She's really pretty and splashy, has like the heart-shaped leaves. I have a Snow Q Silver. I propped this one a lot and I feel like it's growing back fairly quickly. And then I have the Thomsonii. This one is growing in a ton of new leaves. This one has really fuzzy leaves. I always forget if mine is pink flower or white flower. I always have to go back and look at my listing to see because I did sell like a prop of this before, but I can't remember which one it is. And then I have a very splashy Crassio petiolata. I'm sorry, my camera is not focusing at all. It's just like it's not tracking. I've cut this one back several times too, but that's the leaves on it. And then I have my Hoyetii variegated, which I love back there. She's getting very pink. And then the Heschliana variegated as well. And here's some of my newer ones that I showed you last time. This one here I am really excited about because I think the leaves are so pretty. Let me move this so you can actually see it. Uh-oh. Where can I show you? Let's go over here on the table. So this is Hoya Carrii with a C, and that's the numbers there. So when I got it, it had like these two little leaves, and then it had this vine with all these empty spots. So what I think I might do is cut this one all the way back. It's growing here. I think the leaves are so cool on this Hoya. It does look like little baby anthurium leaves in a way. And I love how like dark and velvety they feel. So I'll probably cut this strand because it is missing all of these leaves. And this is a new node here that shot out from this side. And yeah, look at that veining. I think this Hoya is so freaking beautiful. It's so unique for a Hoya. It literally is like a baby anthurium leaf. Like, come on, how pretty is she? Right? She is gorgeous. I haven't propped her yet, but I will here. I'll cut that other side probably soon in the new year. This one is Lacunosa Violet, and it's okay. I had gotten this because I was already ordering plants, but I don't know if I like the texture and the pattern that it's growing. It is cool, and I like the dark purple like undertones to it, but I don't know if I love it as much now that I've been growing it for a couple months. So this may be one that I let go. I know I haven't had it for too long. I mean, it could grow on me, but I'll see. I do have some smaller, oops, did I just break that? Gosh darn it. I do have some smaller props of this growing right now as well. Oh, this one, I cannot wait to get blooms. I cannot pronounce that. It starts with a Y. Please focus. No, focus. There we go. That's the name of it. And that's the growth that I've gotten. She is so pretty. I love the like neon color to the leaves. Reminds me of the inner variegated Polynura, like the coloring. It's just a little bit more vibrant, I think. It's very similar because it has the outer dark green variegation. The blooms on this plant are so cool, you guys. I cannot wait until I get those. I had cut her back initially when I got her, and I only have one prop of her left, but it'll probably be a while till I grow or till I cut her again because I want her to grow and bloom for me. But eventually I may cut like one of these strands, but we'll have to see how many I actually get to grow in, like how many more. But yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to love her next year. And this one here, you guys, I am freaking loving this color. This is another new one that I shared, the Hoya Erythrostemma Silver Ghost. It hadn't really started growing yet. That was the original set of leaves here when I got her. And then she's grown all of this since. And she's working on, there might be a node here growing. This is woody, so I'll probably end up cutting this unless this is this actually feels like it might be woody. But it shot this growth point here out. And look at those leaves. Like, look how pretty. I mean, it's silver, but it's not as silver as like latifolia silver. It has a pretty tone, like a pretty green tone. I'm trying to see. There you go. You can see it more. That's like more true to color. And you can see the veining in the leaves as well. I thought she might be a slow grower because of the color, but she's actually growing fairly quickly. But yeah, look at that pretty silver tone. I love this plant already so much. And again, I haven't had that one for this long. And this is another newer one. This is Hoya, tendril. I need to get this one staked. This is Hoya Meena, M-E-E-N-A. And this one has very splashy leaves. So it's grown all of this. I'll probably get her chopped at some point here. I haven't like actually propagated her yet. I was letting her grow out. But yeah, I love the splash on this one. So I really like this one. I love the new Hoyas, and I love getting new Hoyas to see how they grow and how I like them. And then, you know, if I'm really excited to see blooms on it, of course. It's just been so fun to collect more Hoya for me. And the last little bit in here, I have two of the Hoya Lima Silver, which kind of looks like a little bit more splash to me, like they're not full silver. Even this one over here is not really maintaining like all silver. They were from two different places, but I was just curious to see how the silver would hold up. I do like this one, but I have the splash already. But yeah, both of those are doing about the same. But yeah, I love this silver though. This one is Pubicalix Pink Silver Ghost, and it's growing in some new leaves. Mine is more splashy than silver, but I'm still hopeful I can get some pretty silver on this one. I think the more silver ones are so pretty. So there is her. I still haven't decided if I'm going to keep her. I used to have a Pubicalix back in the day. It was like a splashy one. Honestly, it looks just like this one. And I got rid of her. And I got this as a cutting. I didn't pay that much for it. But since this one isn't as silver as I wanted, I may not keep this one. So we'll have to see. And these are some freebies that I got. This one here, I can never pronounce. That one is starting to grow a little bit, slowly but surely. And this is another freebie that I got that is starting to grow a little bit right there. I think it did lose a leaf. I think one fell off. This one's rooting a little, not a ton. Yeah, those will probably stay in there, honestly, for a while, those there. I've emptied out my entire shelf to show you guys. But yeah, most of these were new that I had shared in that video, so that was kind of like an update on them. I'm going to get those a little bit to put back in the cabinet, and then yeah, I'll meet you over at the east window kitchen area. I have two bins on that table that are like my new plant / quarantine area, and I have a lot of Hoya in there. So yeah, I'll show you those next because some of those I'm really excited for. I can't wait. But yeah, I'm looking forward to propping and growing a lot of these. I'm someone who really got into Hoya this year because before this year, I mean, I've always had Hoya, but not a ton of Hoya, but I've always loved them. But this year, after bringing so many new ones into my collection, I find that they're not like finicky for me. I feel like they grow pretty well for me. And I love them, and I love that I can prop them so easily. I think that's why I've kind of been drawn towards Hoya lately, and there's so many beautiful shapes and sizes and textures and colors and the sun stressing, and then of course the blooms. Once you get blooms, it's so exciting. So I just adore Hoya. It's like alocasia for me. I'm definitely still on an alocasia bug, but I love that alocasia, again, you can grow them to be beautiful. There's so many color variations, variegated ones, leaf shapes, and I love that you can get corms and grow baby plants. I'm always gonna love Monstera, but I feel like if you prop a Monstera albo, it's pretty much gonna look the same. Like, yeah, every leaves are different on a Monstera albo, but over time they all are the same in a way. And with alocasia, I feel like that's a bit different because each new leaf really is a surprise. You don't know what you're going to get with variegated ones. And I love that they're relatively compact. Now, some can get huge, but they're not like your phylos and really big plants that grow huge leaves. So I think that's why I've been drawn more towards Hoya, because they're more compact, which means you can collect more. And they're so beautiful, and it's fun when they bloom. I'm just gonna stand kind of over here by the window. It's getting a little bit dark. It's like heading towards 4:30. I have here on the table, so I have an entire bin of Hoya, and then I have some more like right here. Some of these I have shared with you though, so I'll start with those first since we're kind of updating, and then I'll show you the new ones. Okay, so this one I did share with you guys. It's the Hoya Caudata Argene, and I love the big freaking silver leaves. It's another Caudata. And so this was the original vine that I think may be woody. I'll have to clip a little bit away and see what it does, but it shot this here out, which is a new vine that's growing. So this will hopefully be my first set of new leaves right there. So I may end up just cutting this part away. It's still in the original mix, so actually I might go ahead and repot. I might go ahead and do this on the repot today. I feel like it's pretty rooted, but I would like to get it out of like that substrate it's in. I'm not really sure. So yeah, I figured we could do her because she's really pretty, and I'm ready to get her over in my actual Hoya area. All these have been quarantined for a while now, so I do feel comfortable putting some of these over there. I was just being cautious and making sure that there wasn't any pests, and I gave these like leaves a thorough clean. This one I did share with you already too. This one, shoot, I don't have the label. I'll put the name on the screen, but this one is a type of Lacinosa. I think it's Winter Pandora, something like that. And this one is rooting a little bit because this one was just a cutting. And I do see a tiny new set of leaves in there starting, just barely. But I can't wait for this one because I think this Lacinosa is so pretty. Sometimes I worry getting cuttings. I'm like, is it going to rot on me? Is it going to do okay? But I've been having really good luck with just cuttings lately. So those I did share with you already. I shared this with you as well. This was the big box store. You know, I had that arrangement from the big box store with the asparagus fern. This was the variegated Burtonnaise, that little small piece. I ended up just cutting it and getting rid of the soil. I didn't want to take any of the roots or substrate. So I'm going to reroot this and, you know, grow this out as like a variegated Burtonnaise. And I did the same thing with the Mathilde plant that I got. Now I already have a very silver Mathilde, but I decided just, you know, I might as well grow a second one out. It was only like $6, but I took a bunch of cuttings and the more silver ones are in here. You never know, I could get like a super like silvery strand to grow. So we'll see what that does. Now for the exciting ones. You have not seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 more. So I'm going to share with you freebies. These were in my purchase. This one is another one of the Albo Marginata Hoya Pimentiolata or something, the one that I showed you over there. This one has a nice patch of outer variegation, and the seller was so nice to include a freebie, and it's already like rooting like crazy. It was just a cutting, and I think I see a growth point down there. So yeah, I'll have a second one of those. And this one, shucks. She told me what this one was too, but I forget now. I'm gonna have to look. But yeah, it's just a cutting. It had another leaf on it, but that one yellowed off. It kind of looks like the Hoya Mina that I have over there, but I forget for sure. And that one is starting to root in here. Okay, so now we're gonna start with the ones that I purchased. Okay, let's start with this one. This one I did get 2 small plants. Maybe I can do this one today too with you. This one is a type of Lacinosa. It's Lacinosa Souma, S-O-U-M-A. There. And I love how much like inner variegation there is on this Lacinosa. When I saw this one pop up on my search, I wasn't even looking for this. I just saw it, you know, come up, and I'm like, wait, what is this? It is so pretty. So the front side has all that inner variegation, and you can see a small green edge of outer variegation, but the back side is splashy. Like, look how pretty that is. Right? She is so pretty. I'm getting some new growth since I've had these plants. I probably had these, I got these sometime around when I did that Hoya haul recently. So most of these I've had for a month to 2 months. Well, one was like a recent purchase, but the others I've had for a little bit. I ended up getting two though so that I could pot them together and have like a bigger mother plant. But yeah, she is really pretty. Okay, and these next two I got from the same seller. I was actually looking for this one, and then I saw this one. I'm like, you know what? This one's really pretty. I had no idea what this one is, and I forget the name. I feel like I know what the names are, but I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I will put it on the screen. When I got this one, you guys, I was kind of disappointed at the size of this cutting. I didn't realize it was going to be so small. It was a lot smaller than the listing photo. And so when I opened it, I was like kind of sad that it was such a small plant because it was just a cutting. So I'm like, how is this little cutting going to do? But I do finally have some growth point coming in, and if it's rooted in here, it doesn't have a lot of roots. But yeah, it's a very tiny cutting. But this one I had put on my radar to get. It's just they're kind of still on the pricier side. The cutting was a lot more affordable than buying like a bigger plant or one that was already rooted. But yeah, the leaves were very, very tiny. And this one here, like I said, I forget the name of this one, but the leaves are really pretty. And this one has like a texture to it as well. But it's another variegated one. And so I figured this one would be really fun to grow out. And if it does well, then I'll be able to take cuttings for next year. So that is her. But yeah, this one doesn't feel like it's rooted or anything, and I don't see a growth point. This one might be a slower one. These two here I got from the same seller. I think I've had these two the longest. I still have my tag here. Okay, so this one here is Hoya Cryptic Chrome, and I fell in love with the silver on this and the veining. It reminds me of the Erostemma ghost, silver ghost that I showed you over there, but this one, the leaves are more silver and the veining I feel like is more pronounced. Like, look how pretty she is. And I am finally getting new leaves. So I received, actually I might have gotten 3 new leaves or just 1 new leaf. I don't remember. It might have been these 2 leaves actually, and then it gave me this one, and then now it's working on a new set. And then it's in like this, I think it's in like a pretty chunky mix, but I feel like I want to get it potted into my mix and get rid of this just because it's not my own. I feel like it's rooted enough. Maybe I can actually take care of this one and this one with you as well. But yeah, I love like it's almost like a neon. It's very vibrant, the color on that. But she is beautiful. So Cryptic Chrome. And this one here is a Hoya species. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. It's the silver version, so I'll put it on the screen. That's what the leaves look like. It kind of reminds me of the dragon egg, the acha, because it was like a bigger leafed Hoya, and I feel like the veining you can kind of feel. But it has like a iridescent look to it almost, like there's like a purple sheen to the leaves. But yeah, it is so pretty. The seller did mention that if it starts to get more splashy, like if it loses some of the silver, to pull it back from light. It does finally have a new set of leaves since getting it, and they both look pretty silver to me. And then it has this tendril here. I've had it in this humidity kind of dome, so it has all these like little root hairs, but it is growing and it's in the same mix and it looks pretty well rooted in there. Yeah, I just thought that color was so pretty. Oh, sorry if this makes you put more Hoyas on your wish list. I probably should have put a warning. And this is the last one that I got. This is one of my most recent purchases. It's another Hoya Polyneura. And this one is this one Dim Fairy Queen? I'll have to look at my order. There's a couple variations going around. I think this one, I think this one is Fairy Queen. I think this was a mutation from Hoya jasminca. So the leaves look like that. That was the set of leaves. And then it's putting out some new growth. I don't think you can really see the variegation until the leaves actually, you can see it a little bit there. But sometimes on these Hoyas, like the new leaves, you can't really see it until they actually grow a bit more and harden. But you can see the coloring on that leaf there. But I really hope I get more of like the silver patching on that. It is really pretty. I love the jasminca, but I just think the tone, like you get the elbow, the silver and the green. Like how pretty is that? And she is rooting. This is how it came to me. It looks like it's in some kind of tree fern pond mix. But I do have new roots that are coming in. Since she's my newer purchase, I feel like she's been acclimating for, I would say a couple weeks now, but I feel like I'm gonna let her acclimate a bit more and then I'll get her repotted. But since I've had these two the longest, I think in here, I think I'll do these two. I kind of want to do this one too. And shoot, I really wanted to do, maybe I'll save the Lacinosa. I feel like these are rooted, but they're not rooted a ton. Maybe I'll do this one a different day because I really want to do my Hoya caudata. So yeah, I think I'll save this one. So yeah, what I'm going to do is meet you over back at the table where the Hoyas are, and I'll grab my soil mix and potting stuff, and we'll get some of these potted up really quick. Okay, I have everything that I need right here. I think what I'm going to end up doing, I just realized I need to change my battery. I'll bring you down closer so that you can actually see me repotting. And yeah, we'll get these 4 done. I think we'll call it for the day. A little potting mat. Yeah, it's starting to get dark outside. I'll feel better though, just getting a little bit repotted, because I feel like I do have a lot of repotting to do. But I'm trying to save a lot of like propagating and stuff for the new year. This is going to be my dirty little bin, so any like old substrate and stuff will go in here. And I'm thinking about just potting them into like the 3-inch pots. And I'm using my aeroid mix. And if they need a trellis, actually I just realized that trellis won't fit these small pots. Actually, I don't think I'm going to add a trellis right now. I'll figure that out later. And then, yeah, I have some clips here if I need them. Okay, I have you on the side. I think I cleaned these shears already, but I'll just clean them again, just in case. This is just an alcohol pad. Okay, trash bin. Let's go ahead and do this cutie because I am dying to pot her up. And that is her again, the Hoya caudata variegated. Those new leaves. I cannot get over how pretty and pink they are. Oh shoot, I meant to get a scoop for this and I don't have one. We'll just use a little cup for now. Okay. And dump the stuff in here. Okay, she rooted pretty well, I would say. She's got a pretty good root system. I do want to get the stratum off, so I'll quickly rinse her under the sink. I think I had a little pond in here too, so I'm like, let me make sure I don't have any rocks that will go down the drain because that's not good. Yeah, I'll just quickly rinse. There is her root system. And is that going to be down far enough? Yeah. That'll be good. I can't wait to see this one grow in more. Sometimes I get a plant and I just know it's going to be a favorite. It's just like that initial instinct. I feel like sometimes I buy plants knowing that, and then other times I buy plants just because I like the way it looks, and sometimes I feel like, well, maybe I'll try this one and grow it out and propagate it and see how it does. Maybe I'll put some up in my shop and see how they do. And I'm kind of like a more curious type of way. I do feel like a lot of people really like Hoyas and are into Hoyas. Okay, now because my gloves are wet, I got soil all over my gloves. I'm gonna have to take that to the sink though and like get the dirt off. There is a woody growth point here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that because it activated a new one. And then I'm thinking I'll probably, do I have a little stake in here? I have this, yeah. Let me add that, and we'll see if this goes around here. She's not gonna fit in her pretty cute little pot that I had her in. I'll have to find a different pot combo. That's the thing when I like repot plants sometimes, they can't stay in their original pot and then I have to find a new one. Okay, I'll rinse her at the sink here when we're all done. That is her. How pretty, right? I just can't get over those leaves. Let's do this one. I want to see if this is like woody, if this one isn't going to do anything. I feel like it's no good. Let's see, here's a node here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut above this node. Oh, there's sap. It is still viable. Okay, it is viable. So we'll leave that then. Sometimes I hate all the little root hairs when it's in high humidity. Okay, well maybe a new growth will come out of here. Because yeah, that was definitely producing sap. Oh dang, she's stuck in here. Oh cool, was this just pond? Is that black lava rock? That was a very interesting mix. Do you see that? It looks like black. Yeah, that's like black lava rock. And then maybe some other pond on top. I had no idea that was in pond. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm just gonna plant her in my soil mix. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to rinse these roots though, because there's a lot of rock stuck to them. Yeah, look at that crazy root system. Uh-oh, there's a kitty head in the frame. You put her in? Huh? Yeah, you put her in. No, your little motor box, excuse you. Yeah. See, what is this? Okay, I got a lot of the rocks off. I still want to give it like a good little rinse under the sink. I'll have to get my strainer to catch any extra rocks that will come off. But yeah, I'll be back. I'll quickly, quickly rinse this. All right. I got a bigger pot for this one. That's the root system there. because I feel like this one I probably want to add a trellis to. And the stem is pretty long too, so I need like a taller pot. I feel like this one will fit in here better. Okay, I added a little too much. So that's her down in there. I think I got her positioned in here good. Like so. And I think I'm gonna add a trellis just to have for when she starts growing. I'm gonna have to do it this way. My aroid mix is so chunky sometimes, it's really like hard to work with trellises because it always gets caught on like orchid bark or something or a piece of charcoal. And this one came with a nice little like acrylic plant tag, so it has the name on it already, which is nice. And then I'll just put this one down in here. So that's what she is looking like. We have 2 left. Oh, that's interesting. These are in the same kind of pot that this one was in. They're from different sellers. I do like these little tall skinny pots. I feel like these would be really good for anthurium, like seedlings starting out because they're taller. I like those. All right, let's do these. I always like looking at other people's mixes just to see. Oh, that's cool. This one's very chunky. It has Aleka balls and everything. Do you see that one? That looks like a very good chunky mix. What are you doing, Star? Are you playing with the tendril? Huh? Yeah. You trying to get it? Okay, she jumped down. I would like to use the smaller pot because this one doesn't have a ton of roots. I might cut some of this stem off then. Even though there's a good chunk of it that's rooted. I think I'm going to do that because I don't think that's going to fit in here the way that I want it to. Oh, actually it does. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll just have to plant it at the bottom. I might go ahead and rinse all these actually under the sink just to give them a good little hose off. That one has a pretty good root system. I went and grabbed a couple stakes as well. And yeah, that's the root system. I gave it a little bit of a rinse. And we'll do one of these because it doesn't have a ton of roots. Okay, I still think that'll fit okay. I'm going to use one of these stakes and a couple clips for now. Definitely has a lot of crazy air roots. Oh, she's pretty. Once I clean the pot, I'll get a sticker on her. So this is the Hoya species Lao CHAU Silver. So that's what that one is. She looks good potted up. Okay, and then the Cryptic Chrome, which I'm so excited about. Oh, this one's in a bit of a different mix. It's like maybe soil, definitely with some added perlite. I like the size of that perlite though. All right, that has a good root system. So same thing, I'm gonna give this a little rinse and we'll pot this one up. All right, clean plant and root system. Okay, that looks good. Okay, that one doesn't need a stake or anything yet. It really hasn't grown. It does feel a little wobbly. I'm gonna add this back in here. Very messy, but honestly, I'm glad I got some of these repotted. I'm gonna bring these over to the sink so I can just give them a water and hose off all the dirt and everything, and then I'll give you a closer look at everyone. And I'm gonna save these pots. I'm gonna wash them because I have some anthurium seedlings that I need to pot up, and these will be perfect. And then yeah, I'll just discard the soil. I have some of my nutrients in here. I'm just going to add a little bit through. I'm gonna let these drain before I put them back. Well, I'll have to make room for 3 of these in the cabinet now. I love all the tones. Right, we have like really pink orange color, and then we have like the oranginess coming out on this one. And then we have this very neonish silver, green silver, and then we have like a very splashy silver. Aren't those so pretty? These are the labels that I got with my order, the plant names, so I'm gonna put these on here before I forget what they are. That one, and okay, so here's all 4 of them that we did. She's my favorite. I just love the pink, and I love the ruffles that the leaves are doing. Stunning. She's going to be one of my favorites to watch grow out for next year. And that one here, that's the name. Again, it has that like iridescent sheen to the leaves, and those are the new leaves coming in. This one is very big. I feel like I probably up-potted too big for this one, but I'll just watch my watering, especially since I just potted it. But the leaves are incredible. I love how big they are and the shape of them. That one, and then this is the one that we cut and it still had sap, so that node may activate. But if not, it has this tendril here, and it looks like there might be a little leaf right there coming. And then the Cryptic Chrome, those are the numbers of the Hoya. And again, I just can't get over the color. It's like neon. Erythrostema Silver Ghost. I just want to show you the comparison of the two. I feel like they look similar, but they're very different. Let's see. Okay, do you see? It's like a different green, but this one's more neon. This one's more of like a different shade. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it's coming across pretty good on camera. I mean, they are very similar, but they're different. There you go. Do you see? I like this one. And the leaf shape is different. This one's more rounded too. I like them both. But yeah, I love the veining. I like veiny plants, like the dragon egg. I'm gonna get her put back in the cabinet, and then I'll have to figure out a spot for the 3 new ones that we potted up. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. I'll definitely do some more Hoya potting probably next month, because I'll probably take more propagations in January. But yeah, I feel like I'll have a lot of Hoya chores coming up to do. But yeah, it was nice to kind of update you since I did the whole cabinet thing. I know I updated last month in my plant update. I am going to do another walkthrough at the beginning of the year, but I don't think too much will change with my Hoyas. And then I'll probably work on getting the rest of those cuttings potted as they root and grow, but a lot of those I feel like are going to be in stratum for a while until they actually start rooting more. But I'm excited to grow a lot of those out for next year. Thank you again so much for watching and for coming along with me. If you love Hoyas and are excited for more Hoya content for 2026, give this video a thumbs up for me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I will see you in the next one.